doesn't say that to your pen. All it is that he's moving your arm. Your arms are moving.
Yeah, I'm thinking attack.
Position, but it's inside here.
Instead of just that one first thing? Yeah. I'm pushing too much.
Put your hands down. Put your hands down here. You know, you're standing there and some guy shows the punch. There you go.
Yeah, I know.
Underneath. Attack the center one. You got it. It's got to be one move. Move his arm. How you just counter it, just sliding in a little bit. You're in control.
No, it's fine. It's just I can't. I don't want to wait.
Sure. Okay, good. Wow. Line up. Now, this will also work on inside block. It's not as good, but remember, you have very few options when you get sucker punched. Most fights are unexpected. I mean, you might be talking with someone, arguing with them, or whatever, and you know you're potentially in trouble, but you're not throwing the first punch or whatever. Maybe you can talk your way out of it. And the next thing you know, out of the left field, someone's throwing a baseball bat at you or something. And at that time, your body will respond with what you've been practicing. And if you remember that, you probably spend a lot more time doing things that work rather than ritual kinds of things. Okay, now the next thing we're going to work on, Allan liked this. In my classes, I don't use sparring equipment at all. I use a principle called soft hands, slow motion, action. So when we're sparring or whatever, if I make contact, I'm not going to hurt him because my hands are not tense. As soon as you clench them, you get a weapon. All right, but if they're soft, you've got a little give to it, and you have to have control, obviously. Moving slowly, you're not going to hurt someone, even if you do hit them a little harder than you anticipated. And what we start this off with by saying, look, I'm going to show you how hard I'm going to kick and how hard I'm going to punch. You tell me if it's okay. All right, is that too hard? All right, not too hard. All right, how about this? Okay. Now, once we come to agreement, then he does it to me, and once he's done that to me, okay, and when you close your fist, I can tell the difference. All right, and I feel comfortable as long as he's going to do that. That's the worst that I can expect. When you spar, generally, there is an element of danger that puts you in a very stressful mode. You don't know what he's going to do. And if he does get a little angry, he's going to hit me, I might get hurt. So it won't allow you to learn in that level 1 condition where there's no stress. And it's so much different sparring when you trust your partner, he trusts you, and you can work on waging techniques. So that when he throws a punch, I can actually come in and make some contact. It is very important and essential you make contact. Why do you think that is? Anyone? Exactly. What you practice is what you will do in reality. Also, it works on your distance. Most of you don't realize it, but even if you did try to hit the person, you wouldn't be able to. You come up short and you won't know why. So you get into a fight, and the first thing you do is, dojos where the teachers pound on the student in Sanshin. The first thing happens when the guy throws a punch at you. You go into your hard Sanshin. You know, look, I can take a punch. Of course, he's not hitting you in the gut. He's going to hit you someplace else unexpectedly. So you don't want to set yourself up to be a target. And if you do attack, you want to make good contact. So when we're fighting, we're moving, I'm making contact every time that I can. So now we can work on strategy. We can work on timing, distancing. Distancing is so important, and it's overlooked in most dojos. They work on Kyukumin, they start here. Or Kachiwa Bonkai, they're here. How can he block that? It's impossible. So you teach yourself, where do you feel comfortable? We're fighting now. How close will you let me come to you? You're going to let me come this close? I could hit you. Okay? The point is, you've got to come with a comfortable distance, and alarm bells go off. As soon as he gets, you stay there. Stay there if you're talking on the street and someone's yelling at you or whatever. Stay there, you talk to me all you want. Don't come any closer. If he comes any closer, he's attacking you, even if he hasn't thrown a punch. You have to remember that. You're justified at that point to say he attacked you. He went in your space. He has space, you have space. Once you're in it, you're in a fight. All right? And you have to learn to recognize that. So when you're doing Kachiwa Bonkai, you don't allow a student to come here. It's too close. I'm saying, hey, this doesn't feel right. So now, yeah, okay, go ahead. Then when peripherally I'm watching him, and I can hear someone behind me. I don't know who's attacking first. And that's what you have to play with when you do the Bonkai. It's just be fun. But you have to also be learning something. Learn when the bells go off. That's too close. I can hit him, he can hit me, and he can't block it. All right? Get a partner and do that role-playing where you say, this is how hard I'm going to hit you. You know if someone's closed their fist. You don't want to be hit with a closed fist, even slow motion. Soft hands, hit face, body, kick body, and don't kick anywhere else, just belly. Okay? Get a partner, play with it. That's what you have. Oh, okay, stop a second. I had a good question. This is why you are a sensei. How do you stop a student who becomes too aggressive? One of the problems we all have in dojo owners is students who come in and are very competitive. Everything is competition. Do arm rubbing, arm pounding. It's how hard I can hit, how hard a hit I can take. That's the way I was. The harder you hit, the better I felt. So you have someone like that, you've got to pull him out, and you've got to talk to him. If someone gets hurt doing this, it's inexcusable. And I don't care if you have equipment, you can still get hurt. But this way, you put people on their honor. And that's what you stress. This is an honor thing. This is not a fight. It's a learning and art. The moment it becomes competition, you lost it. Don't do it. If your students are, all of a sudden throwing full contact punches, that's the way tournaments were run back in the 60s and 70s. Everybody was training in the dojos to make no contact. And then you couldn't get a point unless you knocked the guy out. Right? Yeah? And then the judges, well, what were they going to do? So it wasn't following the rules. This is not competition, and I'm watching you very closely. If I see anyone doing it, I'll spar with you then. Okay? And we'll change the rules. So go back to it, and again, that's the rule. Watch your students, know your students. Don't try to block. You're not blocking yet. You're going through the ritual of telling you how hard you're going to hit. If you're wearing glasses, take them off. Can't see? It's all right. You don't have to see. We're a touch and feel organization. Can you see it all without your glasses, man?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, don't start sparring yet. I want you to follow my instructions. Again, this is how students get in trouble. Take your turn, and make sure. And if you've already completed it, then you've gone by it too fast. You've got to really go through the routine. This is how hard I'm going to hit you. Is this okay? You can hit harder. No, don't hit so hard. So there's no excuse. This is the rule. Okay, now, you all follow the rules. You know what they are. Now I want you to use Uechi techniques wherever possible and play with this. Have fun with it. The moment it's not fun, stop. Okay, go. If I see anyone overdoing it, I'll stop. We'll go for 1 minute. And now, move around, work on your distance. Try to control your partner. Play a chess game with them. Use that check block when a punch comes out. The punches should not be fast. They've got to be slow.
Right. Never forget that part.
30 seconds. Time. Okay. Gather around, gather around, gather around, gather around. Come on, yeah. Okay. Throw for a slow punch. What am I doing wrong?
Accelerate. I'm responding to the speed.
Yeah. Okay, that's the first thing that happens. Someone will be punching correctly or blocking correctly, the other person goes all out. You know? Even though it's soft hands, but they're competitive, they're trying to score a point. The moment you start trying to score points, then you'll lose. The punch has to be the same speed as the block. That's when you learn something. So if you're wasting your time and then go like that, you haven't learned anything. Because she's punching slow, I'm blocking fast. Okay, we're going to go for another minute. Try to time your movement so you're moving at the same speed. Move around. Learn how to use your sanchin. Every place you're at, look down and you should be in a sanchin stance. With these angles, you should be blocking with these angles. Check blocks, knees for low kicks. Right here, timing. Use some Uechi techniques. Go for it. Get a partner. Get a different partner. The first thing you do in a different partner, you got to go through the routine.
Now we're in trouble. I know you won't bring my glasses, so I don't need them. Not very well. I already know how.
This is on the honor system. Whatever you say you're going to hit as terms of speed and hardness, that's what you're governed by. I didn't say to start sparring. If you're going through this fast, it doesn't work. Then right away, oh, bam, bam, bam. Okay, that's what I'm going to do, let's fight. No, I want you to take your time. Kick the person 3-4 times. Make sure that that's what they have a level of comfort with. Punch 3-4 times to the face, to the body. All right, and then change so the other side does it to you. And when you're absolutely sure, you trust this person, you trust yourself, then we will start a match. Okay, now go through it one more time. Make sure those hands are soft. Hands are like cushions when they're not clenched. Okay, when you've done both rolls, then stop and just stand still until you're ready. Okay, we're going to go 2 minutes this time. How do your partner? Only Uechi. Time. Move around. And your partner is speeding up on you, tell him. Does it hurt less if you close your eyes when you're getting hit?
That's a problem.
Follow through on those punches. Make sure that they're small, soft, and follow through. Follow through on the technique. No little jabs. No little pushes. You have to tee up like that, you can jam it real
Right,
fast.
right.
That's not fair.
So when you punch me, I'm doing this.
I'm trying to
Come on, I got 1 minute left.
do this.
Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Stop thinking now, just let the movements happen. Let your sanshin come out. There you go, there you go. Try to keep a comfortable distance. Don't let someone get in nose biting range of you. How's the breathing, by the way? Mention that. All right, then you're under no stress right now. This is a lot different than a real fight. Now you should be practicing all the things that you need in a real fight. Try combinations. The worst thing you do is get into the habit of thinking you're going to knock someone out with one punch. Then you back off. Combinations. 2 punches. Kick. Knee. Don't collapse. Don't let it collapse. Time. Excellent. On your partner, line up.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I can tell by the ranks when your sanshin starts to collapse. You start checking out. Next thing you know, your arms are in like this, trying to block. What did I tell you? Always use your sanshin unbreakable arm position. Everything should come from that. And when you work on combinations, it's really great because then you can check everything you do, making sure everything ends up using sanshin. To me, that's a great way to teach someone sparring because there's very little stress as long as the teacher keeps control and not let it escalate. If it's fun for some people, it becomes competitive. This is a learning experience. So this is a class for learning how to fight. And there's a time for regular fighting too. If you want to do that, there's even the UFC if people really want to be competitive. I don't see a lot of our heavy hitters in the octagon though. So don't take it out on students who are just here trying to learn. It's still not natural, but it will get natural. But where does it all start? Where? Sanshin. The level 1. That's where all these things start coming together. And when you're doing your fighting, your sparring, try to just keep an open mind and let your sanshin come out. That's how I discover these things, by actually working with students on fighting. We started throwing drills, unexpected punches and kicks, and things came out that I didn't expect. And I said, wow, where'd that come from? Right. One of the greatest innovations that I saw, I used to always block kicks like this, as most of you do. All right, and one day a kick came at me really fast, my hand went down like that. And the kick just went along the side, and with no strain at all. Where'd that come from? Nobody? Yeah, say san.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah, that's what I
here.
meant.
This is the movement, say san. Turning, you can block this way, block that way. But if you block this way, you're not going to break your arm with a kick from someone like Allan or someone who's really powerful. And my body told me I couldn't block that kick the way I normally do. I'd break my arm. All right, but this came very natural. I just sort of shoved it aside. And it was so beautiful. The kick, the guy was throwing a powerful kick, and it went right down on his ass. So that's how you discover things, through the sparring. That's how you can discover some of the things from your kata. That's what makes it so much fun.